Hey guys, thanks for being patient with features. Here's one for you about Marvel Selects. Got a roundup for you. Immortal Hulk and Venom.
Hey, kid. Yeah, you. Everyone thinks toys are fun, but this is a channel for adults. Yeah, I said it. If you're under the age of 18, go get your parents before you come in here. If you're under the age of 13, scram! Let's get on with the show.
As you know by now, I love the Marvel Comics characters, whether they be in comic form, movie form, animated form, anything in between. I'm a big fan of this stuff. And as a result, I collect the Marvel Legends line, 6-inch line, one of those popular lines out there today. No real surprise there. This is well-worn territory, I think. There are certainly some characters that have been made as toys, but in the Marvel Legends line, they're kind of difficult to pin down in terms of scale or costume accuracy or paint deco. There's just sometimes some characters, there's just something not quite right. And two of the characters that suffer from this the most for me are the Incredible Hulk and Venom. Now, as you've seen on this channel before, I do have a movie-accurate Venom who can look pretty convincing as a comic book one, but he doesn't have the white spider. And when it comes to the Hulk, I have an MCU one. I have a 20th anniversary one on the way as well. But again, neither of those are perfect. This is where Marvel Selects comes in. They have a slightly bigger scale, a closer to 7-inch scale, and they also have a bit more detail in their paint deco, but that comes with a price tag. Normally you can get a Marvel Legends figure between $15 and $20. Marvel Select's going to run you $25 to $40 depending upon what you're getting. Average price being around $30, which is the same for both of these here in front of me right now. So the big question for me has been, do I lean into Marvel Selects for certain characters that I'm having a hard time either finding or finding a good one in Marvel Legends? And these two are an attempt to make that happen. Special shout out to Jim Largo for providing the Immortal Hulk to the channel, because let's be honest, I was pretty wishy-washy about dipping my toe into Marvel Selects. He saw an opportunity and seized it. It was after that that we and some other folks had some discussions about Venom. I saw he was up for order. I snagged them. This will be the first time that I'm going to see them out of the box since I got them quite a while ago. So without further ado, let's start with the Hulk. As you can see, he looks amazing in the package. Very big, very imposing, great package art, very straightforward. It's got some great artwork on the back here, just kind of depicting both heads. Very little in the way of wasted space. You've got your artwork on the side. You even got a little radioactive mark there because gamma radiation. It's pretty cool. Now, just like with the Muppets figures that I have, these packages are not really designed to be reused. I don't like that. But I'm not a big guy on packaging anyway. This is the thing, which is weird about me, I think. I would love the idea of having reusable packaging on all of my figures. As it is, I don't like keeping packaging either. So I'm like, I want both, but I can't have both. But I feel that for other people, if people want reusable packaging, they should have it. And this does not appear to be like that. It does remind me especially of the Muppets. You see this right here? You see this, how it's glued? There's no way you're getting that back on. The package is completely ruined. And I couldn't even just leave this cardboard on and cut around. I would still have to lift up, which would still wrinkle this. This is designed to get opened and thrown away. You either keep it in the package or you don't. That's a bit of a problem, but I don't mind that much. they really want to make sure that this figure stays in place. Take a closer look at these ties. There's a bunch of them, and they're not in the easiest configuration to undo. Now, granted, in my opinion, given how lackluster the options are for your packaging, obviously, once these are off, they're off, and that's that, and that's fine. But once again, why make things more difficult than you have to? I think Diamond Select's an amazing company, but they leave a lot of room to be desired when it comes to packaging. And that's the packaging. I mean, there might be a way to open these better, but I doubt it. Now, on to the Hulk himself. He has a lot of posability between his feet, knees, rotation of such. Those rotating thighs are quite nice. Really movable. And loose without being too loose. So you can get him somewhere, and he stays, and it's just fine. Head, 360 degrees without any problem. It's got great articulation around the waist as well, or rather the torso, I should say. His waist does not twist, which is a little bit of a problem for me, but not a huge one. He's pretty heavy, so this is something where I would probably want to tighten up the thigh joints a little bit, these hip joints here, because these are nice and easy to maneuver, but they don't hold his weight if you're going with a really dynamic pose, you know? So all the potential is there, but you're going to have to figure out which way you want him and make sure you get him in a place where he'll stay. He also comes with alternate hands, left and right grabby hands. He also comes with the Immortal Hulk head, which reminds me of the Terminator. I've never read the storyline that goes along with this version of the character, but I just wanted a good Hulk. And suffice it to say, he's a good Hulk. Now, for size comparison, let's show him off with Skeletor. So these are 5.5-inch scale. Look at this guy. He towers over him. And this is the Hulk that I grew up with. You know, in the mid-'80s in particular, when I started really getting into the Hulk, this was when he was in his super savage mode, mindless beast. The angrier he got, the bigger he got. By the time the entire Avengers East and West Coast, you know, matched up with him to kill him, or at least attempt to kill him, I should say, he was massive. Like, his hand was like this big. So this is right in line with that and really freaking cool. So this is a win for me, despite the flaws with the hip joints, which are fixable. I'd say he's a win. Now on to Venom. Eddie here has a particular bunch of accessories that are specific to when he was melding with other symbiotes at the same time. So he had like a multiple personality thing going on. His alternate heads are amazing. I love them. You know, the half Eddie, half Venom is nice. I'm a little perturbed there's not just an Eddie head, but that's all right. There look to be some alternate hands and some other stuff in here as well. Back of the box, you know, it tells you about everything. It says here, at one point, Venom bonded with the second symbiote, causing him to grow additional arms and heads, as well as driving him mad. And they since bonded with the other partners and so forth. And again, confirms that he is 7-inch scale. So without further ado, let's ruin this box. So just for the sake of argument, I went ahead and did the cut around to see if I could do it this way and not disrupt the box too much. And as you can see, that seems to do the trick. So with the Marvel Selects, basically, if you want to open it, cut around this outer edge, and just bend back, and it should be okay. So, not an exact science, and I contradicted myself from just a few moments ago, but that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the package so we can get a closer look at him. In addition to trying the alternate way of opening the packaging, getting him out of said packaging was much easier than getting out the Hulk. So maybe it's not 100% huge problem, but it was an annoyance in the moment, that's for sure. When I was taking this head out, I was pulling on the tongue, which they clearly anticipated. It has a tab system inside of the mouth. You could just simply push it back up in there and everything's fine. So if you find yourself in that same predicament, know that you're going to be okay. This other head does not have that. It's just kind of molded to it, which is fine. We've got some extra arms, it looks like, for this version of the character, which I want to just have all come off. So you can see that this is just a back piece. It has the extra heads on it, and he's got these arms here. I'm not 100% sure where these other hands would go, because these hands are permanently attached here. The hands he has here are certainly removable, and we do have these. I don't know if you're supposed to do it like this. I doubt that. I don't see that working. I honestly do not know. Now, here's the thing with his hands. You've got this huge open hand, and your only alternate hands are regular-sized fists, which, you know, that is what it is. But I don't know that I like that. I would prefer to have some regular open hands as well for this character. That's for sure. I mean, it looks great, and the coloring on him is great. There's great shading in here, so he's not just a flat black with some molding. He has a lot of great color, and he looks amazing. The scale's perfect next to Hulk. I like this a lot. I mean, look at that. That's Venom. Like, what else do you want, man? This is great. But for all these extra accessories that they are including for a very particular time and place for this character, I feel like the effort and material could be better spent on better hands and another head. I would gladly trade all of these in for a pair of regular size open hands and a regular Eddie Brock head. But for the price, definitely worth what I paid, you know. But there's zero indication what these hands are for or what they attach to. They do not attach to his wrists. I don't know if there's other holes on his body I just can't find, which so far I don't see anything. Looking for holes, additional holes on this, I do not see them. So it really boggles my mind what these are for. That's for sure. And the hands on these are smaller than on the main arms. So I found where they go. They go like that. Which is, you know, it's probably got a cool effect to it, so we'll try it out, right? From my perspective, this is nothing to write home about, but if you're a big fan of the story where this happened, this might be a cool thing for you. I think it's a waste of material, personally. But again, I'm not trying to poo-poo on anyone's platter here. Just saying I wanted a regular old Venom, and I got a little bit extra, you know. I'm also a bit concerned with this. There's a little gap here in the leg that just does not want to seem to come together. So that's a little bit concerning. And I know it sounds like I'm complaining about everything because there's certain things I don't want out of this character. But if you just look at him, he looks great. That's Venom. And the sculpt and the paint deco. And, you know, I'll even get some use out of these big hands. I mean, there's no question about that. I can't wait to get his hand put on Spider-Man's head. It'd be awesome. These alternate heads are really cool. They'd be a lot of fun to mess with. You know, it's a great character, great figure, and it's certainly better than the Marvel Legends one that is even harder to find, which is just the movie one, and it's kind of lackluster by comparison. Gotta have that white spider. Gotta have that white spider. All in all, Marvel Selects does a really good job with sculpting, paint deco, and for the most part, quality. There's some joint problems here and there, but relative to the quality of figure that you're getting, they're definitely worth the price. And I'll be keeping my eye on more and more of what they sell as time goes on. And I will probably stick with the larger characters that are in the line simply because at the 7-inch scale, for big characters I want to tower over other characters, that's going to be the way to go. I have too many Marvel Legends right now to say, well, I'm going to just start over with Marvel Selects. Can't do that, plus it's too cost prohibitive anyway. But for the odd figure that you're either having a hard time finding or you want in that special scale, these are going to deliver the goods for you as far as I'm concerned. In the meantime, may all your grinds be merry, may all your card backs be straight, may you be able to get anything you're looking for at any given time at a price you feel is reasonable. Take care, guys. We'll see you next week with another feature. Cheers. Special thanks to our patrons and members who you're seeing on the screen now. Thank you so much for your support. It really helps.